Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Examine your principles, even in the smallest details. Train yourself in them," especially in today's fast-paced world where you can get caught up in all sorts of stress. That's why it's so important to have a nighttime routine. In this video, we're going to show you 7 nighttime routines that can entirely change your perspective of life. I know that your time is valuable, but I promise that this video will be worth every minute. Firstly, let's consider the initial step, removing external distractions. Historical records indicate that Marcus Aurelius utilized his evenings to disconnect from the external world. While he is renowned for his philosophy that encourages us to live each day as if it were our last, he also placed importance on allocating time to seek solace within his own thoughts, a practice that allowed him to refresh his mind and spirit. This act served as a means to liberate himself from stress and negative emotions. By disconnecting from external stimuli and finding value in self-reflection, we are referring to external factors such as external changes or the information we perceive through our senses. In our current era, we are persistently exposed to external stimuli, particularly in our interactions with others and through technology. To meet the superficial demands of modern society, we often inundate ourselves with a constant stream of tasks, obligations, meetings, emails, and deadlines. In the process, we forfeit our sense of freedom and inner peace. Despite our efforts to strike a balance between work and personal life, it is nearly inevitable that we return home feeling drained, overwhelmed, and burdened with stress. Our typical evening routine often involves catching up on social media, watching television, or attempting to address last-minute emails. It is essential to reduce external stimuli and clear our minds. Consequently, your nighttime routine should be dedicated to self-care. This may entail eliminating several of the evening activities you have grown accustomed to and substituting them with new ones that truly facilitate disconnection and self-focus. This entails powering down your electronic devices at least half an hour before bedtime and seeking tranquility. This can be as straightforward as engaging in a guided 5-minute meditation, conducting a body scan, or practicing a breathing exercise. Mindful meditation techniques are effective in soothing an overactive mind and connecting with your physical sensations. This form of meditation can serve as an inner retreat, and the positive effects of incorporating it into your nighttime routine can be immensely advantageous. Meditation is recognized for its capacity to alleviate anxiety, enhance mood, and notably improve sleep quality. Your evening routine before sleep should serve as a momentary escape from the hustle and bustle of the world, offering you a sanctuary of inner peace. Engaging in TV show marathons, playing video games, socializing with friends, or scrolling through social media, though they may appear as personal respites, don't genuinely lead to tranquility. In reality, they divert your attention from attaining it. While sleep is undeniably crucial, it often falls short in terms of complete rejuvenation after a hectic day. A genuinely soothing nighttime routine should encompass activities that enable your mind to peacefully unwind. So, opt for activities that are calming and relaxing, such as reading, journaling, listening to calming music, or spending time in nature. These activities can help to quiet your mind and body and prepare you for a good night's sleep. Only when you apply all the routines, your perspective on life will change. So stay till the end and get to know all 7 practices. Secondly, participate in physical activity. Marcus Aurelius lived almost 2 millennia ago. He recognized the significance of physical exercise, asserting that a sound mind cannot coexist without a healthy body. The Stoics believed that even a simple workout regimen can impart virtuous life skills, including perseverance, self-improvement, discipline, surmounting obstacles, and fostering self-assurance. They comprehended that exercising for the sake of self-mastery held greater importance than seeking external validation. Contrary to media portrayals, the Stoics grasped the concept that pursuing a perfect physique solely for display seldom leads to genuine happiness. Frequently, we find ourselves evading our exercise routines with excuses such as, "I'm too fatigued," "I have an important meeting tomorrow and want to avoid soreness," or "work stress is overwhelming. I can't contemplate exercising." While many individuals tend to abstain from physical activity due to various reasons, it offers remarkable advantages for both our physical and mental well-being, and we should not entirely disregard it from our daily routines. Any type of physical exercise, whether it involves engaging in sports or visiting the gym, proves advantageous as it triggers the release of brain chemicals known as endorphins, which induce feelings of well-being, reduce stress, and enhance mood. Another technique worth considering is the practice of taking a brisk evening stroll to clear your head. While walking, pay attention to your surroundings, including the air and the night sky. By gently moving your body and appreciating the natural beauty that surrounds you, you can effectively declutter your mind after a hectic day and prepare yourself for a restful night's sleep. If you got to this point, consider yourself extraordinary. You belong to the 1% of people who want to get the most out of life. So subscribe and rise together to greatness. Next, let's consider the third principle, assessing your day. The Stoics believe that the most opportune moments for such contemplation were in the morning and before retiring for the night. This practice involves preparing for the day ahead by recording your morning thoughts in a journal and reflecting on the events of the passing day. Marcus Aurelius wrote his Meditations to examine his daily experiences and thoughts, striving for personal clarity. He diligently monitored his everyday actions and choices. The Stoics underscored the importance of mindfully observing one's behavior and stressed the value of setting aside time at the end of the day to reflect on one's experiences as a way to cultivate greater self-awareness. In essence, the Stoics referred to this form of mindfulness as a practice aimed at fostering self-awareness of one's actions and assessing whether they align with one's higher self. Think of this daily introspection as if you're making a case for yourself in a courtroom. It means you review and think about your day by carefully looking at how you acted and the choices you made, all done in an organized way. It's essential to note that this isn't meant to be a judgmental exercise, but rather a compassionate review intended to guide you towards making improved choices in the future. You can integrate this type of daily self-assessment into your nighttime regimen by setting aside some time before bed to review the day that has just passed. Reflect on every facet of your day, starting from the moment you woke up to the present moment. Consider the various decisions and actions you took. What accomplishments can you credit yourself with today? What emotions did you experience? Where did you experience discomfort? What insights can you gain from today's events? What did you not accomplish that you wanted to? Daily reflection is important in Stoicism. It serves two purposes: to prepare for tomorrow by writing down your goals and to make sure your actions align with your values. For example, you might reflect on a time today when you got angry. You could think about why you got angry and whether your reaction was appropriate. You could also think about how you could handle the situation differently next time. Daily reflection can help you to live a more meaningful and fulfilling life. It can help you to become more self-aware, to make better decisions, and to achieve your goals. By attaining awareness of such occurrences, you equip yourself to approach similar situations with heightened mindfulness in the future. Setting aside this evening time for reviewing your daily progress constitutes a crucial step towards leading a Stoic-oriented life. Moving on to the fourth principle, engage in introspection of your inner wisdom. A sage is an individual revered for their wisdom, judgment, and expertise, often considered an exemplar in a specific domain. Many individuals view their sage as a role model. Stoics devoted time to contemplation of their sages, assessing whether their own conduct aligned with that of their chosen sage. Marcus Aurelius, for instance, regarded Zeno, the founder of Stoic philosophy, as his sage and frequently pondered, what actions would Zeno take? The The practice of contemplating one's sage should ideally be a nightly ritual during which you reflect on the events of your day or evaluate your own character by asking, what actions would your role model choose? Your role model could be a person you know or an abstract embodiment of an ideal individual. It is crucial to establish a well-defined conception of this role model, enabling you to gauge the consistency of your actions with their principles. As part of your evening routine, allocate a few minutes to recollect your chosen role model and inquire, did your behavior align with that of your role model today? In what ways can you enhance your conduct tomorrow to better align with your role model's example? What aspects of your role model's characteristics did you recognize within yourself today? Now, let's delve into the fifth principle. Embrace a broader perspective. Marcus Aurelius urges us to contemplate life from a cosmic vantage point or adopt a view from above. A view from above entails adopting an expansive outlook on your life and evaluating yourself and your daily experiences as though you were an impartial observer, detached from personal emotions and anxieties. It is known that during his evenings, Aurelius engaged in introspection, viewing his life from a cosmic perspective to transcend his limited personal viewpoint. In the contemporary world, we find ourselves amidst a multitude of diversions. When we venture outside, we are flooded with advertisements, news, opinions, and disruptions. Even in our leisure time away from work or family, we often find ourselves engrossed in our smartphones, tuned into the radio, fixated on television, or engrossed in computer screens. This constant barrage takes a toll on our mental faculties, leaving little room for contemplation and respite. Our attention is monopolized by apps, games, videos, and television programs, diverting our focus away from addressing our own concerns, anxieties, stresses, and obligations. To address this predicament, the Stoic practice of adopting a higher perspective proves invaluable in alleviating the burden of our troubles, for it elevates our viewpoint beyond the realm of self-absorption. One can initiate this practice by setting aside some tranquil moments in the evening to reflect upon one's immediate surroundings, one's own body, the dwelling place, and the individuals sharing it. Begin pondering their emotions, the nature of your relationships with them, and the issues, aspirations, and concerns they may harbor. Then, expand your outlook to encompass your own city, contemplating the distinctive lives of all the individuals dwelling around you, lives of which you possess limited knowledge. People around you have their own dreams, fears, and hopes, just like you. As you reflect, gradually expand your perspective to include your country and the entire world. Consider the many different lives that exist on Earth, each with its own unique challenges and circumstances across nations, social classes, ethnicities, and cultures. Think about the challenges faced by those less fortunate than you. Continue expanding your perspective, extending it to encompass the solar system, the universe, and the entirety of existence. When we assume an external vantage point, we come to the realization that we are not isolated individuals detached from our surroundings, but rather integral components of a grander whole, actively engaged with everything that encompasses us. Viewing ourselves from an external standpoint enables us to assess ourselves and our concerns with greater objectivity. As we distance ourselves from the vexations, apprehensions, and challenges that confront us, we gain a clearer perspective, experiencing them with reduced emotional intensity and enhancing our capacity to fathom their origins and potential solutions. It becomes more straightforward to perceive these matters within a broader context. When someone's hurtful words bring you down, try this exercise. It's easier to overcome emotional hurdles when we put them in a bigger perspective. Conflicts and minor disputes often seem meaningless in the grand scheme of things. Many of our problems shrink when we compare them to the suffering of others or the vastness of the universe. Let's now explore the sixth principle: allocate time for your family. In Marcus Aurelius' perspective, the day's end marked a moment to cherish with family. He exhibited profound affection for his children and wife, despite his stature, fame, and demanding schedule. Each evening, he would tenderly put his children to bed, bestowing them with kisses, silently reminding himself, "Do not hasten through this. It could be the final occasion. There is no guarantee that both of you will greet the dawn." His love for them and his appreciation for the immediate, which indeed stood as the foremost priority in his life, were palpable. He continued this practice for as long as fate allowed. The Stoics employed the contemplation of mortality as a method to underscore the transient nature of existence. A well-respected nurse in Australia, devoted to caring for terminally ill individuals, noted that one of the most prevalent regrets expressed by those at life's twilight is the desire for more time spent with family. Her patients frequently lamented missing out on the formative years of their children and the companionship of their partners, a consequence of the demands imposed by modern living. Families currently allocate slightly over half an hour of meaningful time together during the course of a week. Even when families do manage to convene, numerous parents report that the time is often characterized by silence, as they find themselves engrossed in reading, playing video games, or simply feeling too tired for conversation. Similar to the Stoics, consistent contemplation of our own mortality serves as a striking reminder that a day may dawn when either we or our offspring may not awaken to partake in the wonders of life. This contemplation can motivate us to make changes aimed at dedicating more time to our families and expressing our affection and love to our children and loved ones. Time spent with one's family holds a pivotal role in nurturing robust connections, fostering love bonds, and cultivating meaningful relationships within the family unit. Quality family time aids in addressing challenges, instilling a sense of security, nurturing family values, and nurturing children's self-assurance. Moving on to the seventh principle, ready yourself for the mornings. Marcus Aurelius diligently endorsed the practice of rising early each morning, driven by the aim of establishing a morning regimen that optimally utilized every available moment. In his perspective, sleep was intended as a rejuvenating experience rather than a period for indulging in idleness. For Aurelius, a morning routine held utmost significance, and a portion of this routine commenced even before the actual morning as he prepared for the forthcoming day on the preceding night. The Stoics, as part of their preparation for the day, devoted morning hours to rehearse the upcoming events. They accomplished this by contemplating their daily objectives, readying themselves for various potential scenarios, and engaging in introspective reflection. Such contemplations formed a customary practice among many Stoics in both the morning and evening. To begin, you can make preparations the night before to facilitate your morning awakening. This could entail selecting your attire for the following day, organizing your work essentials, or having a well-defined morning routine in place. Consider it as a pre-established checklist of actions to follow, negating the need to expend mental effort on morning decisions as they were made the prior night. Bear in mind that the more decisions you're required to make throughout the day, the less effective those decisions tend to be. Preserve your mental bandwidth for addressing minor choices, such as determining your morning attire. This practice not only contributes to your well-being, but also enhances the comfort of your morning awakening. Engaging in preparations for the upcoming day as part of your evening regimen not only aids in streamlining your morning activities, but can also alleviate apprehensions about the impending tasks awaiting you upon waking. By integrating these practices into your nightly routine, you can prepare yourself for each new day with a sense of purpose, clarity, and resilience. So, do you want to transform your life into moments of serenity and success? Then click here to check out another Stoic video. And don't forget, be great, be wise, be stoic.